All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Black and the White podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, with my co host, D'Angelo. Today, we are reacting to week 11, kind of going over all the games, kind of talking about everything with that. Then we're reacting to week 12, kind of doing our predictions with that. We have our draft of states with sports states. Who has the best sports in their states? We go and do a draft on that. Then we end it all with the roulette wheel. So, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, by the way, if you guys are listening on Thursday. But D, are you ready?
Of course. Roscoe countries, we're making the playoffs.
What a fucking joke.
Hate ass niggas.
All right, D, we got. This is heartbreaking for the Bengals. I was rooting for them, but Ravens were strong. There's a very strong team, and then Joe Burrow getting just out for the season. I mean, the Bengals are over. Might as well put a stitch in it right now. It's done. It's fucking. Might as well just look to next year. Try to tank. Get it. Maybe I don't even know if they have their pick. Just fucking.
They have their pick. They have their first.
Yeah. So tank it. Get a good pick. Get somebody in the draft. Help out that team. That's all you can do now.
It's one of those things. Once they start the year 0-3 and they went 0-2 in division games, people don't understand. And the AFC North is probably the hardest division in football. And you started off 0-2 in the division. I knew as soon as they lost this game, they're not making the playoffs, even if Joe Burrow was healthy. If you check the rest of their schedule, they have probably, if not a top 5 hardest schedule in the NFL. So I knew it wasn't going to happen. I told people this. People didn't believe me. Oh, Joe Burrow this, Joe Burrow that. Listen, Joe Burrow may have started off 0-3 last year, but they didn't play any divisional games, I don't think. I think they maybe played 1. But 2 out of the 3 games were divisional games and you lost, they were making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could probably still compete in some of these games just because how talented their roster is, other than the quarterback. I mean, it's not like Jake Browning was terrible when he went in there, but it was still, no. I mean, it's obviously not the same. They're going to be I don't think it's like a Giants-esque. It's going to be like the Cardinals with Joshua Dobbs. I think they're going to fight, but they're not going to obviously do anything in the playoffs. So I think that their season's mostly over. They should just hopefully quit out. And their division is too strong.
Yeah, if they were in a weak division, I'm like, they could make the playoffs. But when you have the Steelers that look like dog shit offensively and they're 6-4, when you have the Browns that just lost their quarterback for the year and they're still winning games, and when you have the Ravens that are, to me, the best team in the AFC, like, how are you going to win?
Yeah, that's just a tough. So unfortunate for the Bengals, losing Joe Burrow, but the Ravens look still really good. I mean, the Joe Burrow being out didn't reflect the defense, so the Ravens did whatever they wanted against their defense. But Lions and the Bears, why is it that the Bears always late in the season, they did this last year too, they start to compete with all the good teams. They start putting up a lot of fucking numbers and stuff. Yes, Justin Fields came back. He looked really good today. I mean, that's tough for the Bears. Like, the Bears have a very talented roster, but a really bad coach. I think they're talented. DJ Moore's a very talented wide receiver. Hey, don't fucking click on the camera. Hey, I'm here.
That messed up.
I think they're talented. I really do truly think that the Bears are talented. Cole Kmet is definitely a top 10 tight end in the league. He plays very well. DJ Moore plays very well. I think I'm still maybe I'm a little frostbit from last night's game, the Eagles game. I don't know, but
Ryan went to the game last night in Kansas City. It was damn near freezing. So excuse him.
And I'm going sick off of like 4 to 5 hours of sleep right now. But
yeah, because when he said the most talented roster, I was like,
no, not most. I'm saying they are a talented roster, not the most talented.
Where?
I think that their offense is talented. I think that they have good spots. I think their defense has some good spots, but I don't think they're as bad as what they should be. I don't think they're as bad as what they should be. Like, their record right now doesn't reflect. Well, I mean, your record says what you are, I guess, but like, I don't feel like they're as bad as it seems because Darnell Mooney is not a terrible wide receiver. I think he's a solid number 3, could be a
He's a
number 2
three.
wide receiver.
He could never be a 2. On
He,
whose team?
I, I mean,
On the Bears, he could be a 2, but no other team is going to be a 2.
that's what I'm saying. A 3, possibly a 2. Like he can definitely fill that role. And I mean, DJ Moore's really talented. He's very talented. I would love to have. I mean, well, we got good wide receivers. I'm sure you would love to have them on your team. You know what I mean? Like that would be somebody you could put in there. And now that they added Montez Sweat in there, Montez Sweat got a sack. I mean, they got this roster of guys. They're young, like Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker. That's a very solid linebacker. They got little pieces everywhere on their defense. That
That's
in
a
every
whole
single
they're trash.
But
The whole they're trash.
Yeah,
Next year they
true.
won't make the playoffs.
But with good coaching, I think that Bill Belichick would do better with this roster than what Bill Belichick has with the Patriots. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think he could take this roster and do something well with them. They need to
I'll
get rid of
that.
They need to get rid of Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Detroit is just legitimate. I will say that. Detroit is legitimate. They make that game never should have been that close. But when I'm watching Detroit, I see they could possibly play in a Super Bowl. Legitimately, like they look legit. And if they continue to do these types of things, win these winnable games, like beat the bad teams, they're starting to get hot. And I believe it's a possibility. There's definitely a possibility they could go far in the playoffs. If the cards stack right, if they have to play like a team like the Seahawks or the Cowboys, and then they have to play the 49ers or the Eagles, there's a possibility. They can stay in the game. They have an offensive line that can keep them in the game. So there's a possibility. There's a possibility. And for the Bears, they're dog shit. They don't draft well to me. Like
that's true too. I mean, they've
just
never
don't draft
drafted a
well.
good quarterback either. I mean, Justin Fields has not panned out yet.
Outside of Matt Forte, who have we had in the last 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, like
offensively for the Bears.
That's what's tough for them. I mean, the best offensive weapon that I remember them getting is Devin Hester, and he was on the special teams.
I know they had Alshon Jeffrey, Jeffrey for a couple of years.
Yeah,
but outside of that, it's just like they don't draft well, and it's more of a situation like the Patriots and like the Ravens. If you draft, I can draft at any point of time, and I know I'm going to get fucking diamonds in the rough. Doesn't matter if you have a first overall pick. If you can't draft well, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't think the Bears draft well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, they drafted. Now, people didn't know about fucking Patrick Mahomes, but people knew about Deshaun Watson. They still drafted Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. But
that's enough said.
All that shit that came out in Houston about Deshaun Watson would have came out his rookie year there in Chicago, because that's just how everything happens in Chicago. Everything just goes to shit way faster than it should. But I want to ask you a couple of games here. I want you to tell me how many of these the Lions are going to win. Okay. This is their remaining schedule. They have 7 games left, right? So we got Packers.
Yes.
Saints.
Yes.
Bears again.
Of course.
Broncos.
We hot. We are hot.
Okay. We'll say
Denver. I'll say Denver. That's the first time I felt confident saying Denver. I'll say Denver.
We'll say a toss up there, right? Okay, that's a toss up game. Lions and they got the Vikings. Okay. I think they're going to take the Vikings. They're going to win that game. Cowboys, they could lose that one. Vikings. All right, D, this is what their schedule looks like. You tell me if they're going to win or lose these. Okay.
Okay.
Packers.
W.
Saints.
W.
Bears.
W.
Broncos.
L. Broncos country. Let's ride. We're hot.
Vikings.
W.
Okay. Cowboys.
I'd say loss.
Okay. Then they got the Vikings again.
W.
5-2. They'll finish out 5-2.
That's the
The remaining
playoffs.
13-4.
Yeah, they could
Does
definitely
that
make the
give them
play.
the number one seed?
No.
You don't think
Um,
that they're going to overstep the Eagles?
the Eagles do have a tough schedule coming
They
up,
do. And they just
but
beat the
this
toughest guy. They did just beat the toughest one.
I would
That's
say
true
that.
too.
I would say that. I would say the Chiefs were the
Really?
toughest team on the schedule. No, I didn't. I've been watching the Chiefs this year. They're running way more than they've ever ran before. Outside of Kareem Hunt's rookie year, they're running a lot. They're depending on their run game because they know, like we talked about before, when D-Hop reached out to those teams, they knew that the wide receiver position was going to be a problem. I don't care when you look at every Hall of Fame Hall of Fame quarterback to have a Hall of Fame wide receiver or tight end, if not multiple. So you knew this was going to be a problem coming into the game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
You knew it was going to be a problem.
Let me go and say this.
The season.
The Eagles only have one loss right now, so that means the Lions would have to at least try to flip one of those losses to make it even with the Eagles, because I could see the Eagles losing maybe two more, right? They could possibly lose two. But the Lions, what I'm trying to say about the Lions is that they have a potential to be the number one seed in the
Yes,
NFC.
they have to. But the game that's going to rectify their season and say, hey, we're here, is playing a hot team in Denver and beating the Cowboys. The Cowboys probably as a whole has the best defense in the NFL as a whole. From top to bottom, the Cowboys just look damn good. So if they beat the Cowboys, it's you basically you kick in the door saying, hey, we're here.
Yeah. And they might split one with the Vikings, possibly. You know how Josh Dobbs is. He's on a better roster than what he was in Arizona. So like he has a little bit more weapons and plus with his legs, as long as he can make the decision making, then they could possibly win some of those games against the Lions. One of them at least.
Well, the thing is, though, I will say this. The Lions are good at slowing down the run. Not stopping it, but they can slow down the run. They're a lot better than Denver, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
And Josh Dobbs does not have JJ.
No.
And I think about it like this. I don't trust Josh Dobbs 38, 37 consistently. I don't most quarterbacks can't do that, let alone a backup quarterback. So if the Lions stop the run, the game's over. The game's over. The Lions offense is damn near unstoppable. Not say damn near unstoppable, but they have a top 3 offensive line. They have a top 5 wide receiving core. They have a good rookie tight end. They have the best running back duo in the league. It's just hard to stop.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, but Lions are looking good. I think as long as they continue, they possibly can fight for that number one seed. Unfortunately, they won't be able to face off against the Eagles, but they at least get to have a shot to take it over.
The thing is, what would be smart if I wouldn't be surprised if they go 6-1. And if they go 6-1, what they want to do is have the Eagles and 49ers play themselves. So that it knocks out one of them. You don't want to play both. You just want to play one of them. One good game. You can have one good game against one of them. And you want the Eagles and 49ers to play maybe in the divisional round to get them one of them out the way, and then play them in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
That's how you can go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. It's possible. But you don't want to play the Eagles in Philly in fucking January. You're going to lose. It gets cold as fuck.
Nobody wants
those fans are crazy. You don't want to go to San Francisco in January. Those fans are fucking crazy. But nobody wants to go to Detroit either, when Detroit hasn't been to the playoffs since we were in high school.
The thing is, though, the difference between those 3 teams is that one is actually nice weather, one is in a dome, and one's just wherever the fucking weather says.
Yeah,
that's the Philadelphia. So like that's the thing. If that's the biggest thing with those 3 teams is, well, those 2 other teams, the Lions and the 49ers, because I really think that's who's going to be competing for that number one spot in the NFC. If it's not,
I don't think the
49ers are behind. And if they go on a hot win streak like they did last year, they can finish out fine.
Oh, yeah, shit. I forgot last year. Yeah, they went like 7-0 and 8-0 with Brock Purdy.
They look good. And I think if they finish out like that, they will be able to get back on track. But
it's definitely a possibility.
The 2 teams that won't make the playoffs, Giants and the Commanders. This was such a shit game.
Did you watch it?
Dude, I watched glimpse of it. Tommy DeVito is so good. He's so good, dude. Like Daniel Jones, that just shows you like Daniel Jones was a part of the problem. And it wasn't
Yes, I'm
like
not saying
it
he wasn't.
we both kind of said like, oh, he doesn't get protection, all that. And it's like we were kind of wrong. I mean, Tommy DeVito got the ball out. I think he just
Well,
has that I don't give a fuck attitude and just throwing the ball. I don't think he's a
well,
franchise
let's
guy.
let's
Don't get
let's 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 be honest. The Commanders have traded Josh Sweat, not Josh Sweat, um,
Montez and
Montez
Chase Young.
Sweat and Chase Young, the top two pass rushers. That defense is not what it used to be. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
Yeah.
Daniel Jones got that crazy D line Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking DeVito got the tanking Commanders. That's what he got. It's clear as day they're tanking. I think they do have their quarterback though. But they had a legitimate chance. I will
Yeah.
say that. But the Commanders next year, it's a possibility they could make the playoffs.
Yeah, they just got to get it together. And Sam Howell, trust Sam Howell, keep Terry McLaurin, keep that young wide receiver core. I mean, they got solid guys there. Curtis Samuel,
Yeah.
Jahad Dotson. Like those are guys that are going to be good for you. So just keep those guys together, keep it cohesive. That's what you just got to keep a consistency, and those guys can do it. Dude, the Jaguars fucking whooped the Titans 34-14 this week. I mean, that Jaguars are starting to finally get in the full swing here, hopefully.
That
Obviously they didn't
defense is
have
nice.
right. I mean, and obviously they had a bad showing against the 49ers. And unfortunately, that's somebody they would see in the Super Bowl if they did make it. So, I mean, they've got to continue on this type of play. Titans aren't much, though. I mean, they're obviously done for the season. This is it for them. They're just cruising at this point.
It's a situation for me. I love to see it for the Jags. Their defense is young and hungry. It's kind of like that team with Blake Bortles. Not as good at the secondary position, but their D-line and linebacking core is crazy good. Crazy good. The Jags have a legitimate chance. I wouldn't be surprised they could knock off a powerhouse like maybe the Ravens or the Bills or the Chiefs. It's a possibility. It's a great possibility.
They've got a nice wide receiver core. They got a nice 1-2 punch, Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. Like they're very good together. And if one is hot, they have to go to the other side. Like somebody has to guard somebody. Christian Kirk has.
Yeah, but I think overall their offense is crazy. Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk,
ETN.
Yeah, ETN, like their offense as a whole is crazy good. It's like you can't really stop it. It's like the only thing that's going to stop it is Trevor Lawrence throwing a pick or they're not being in sync. But if they're in sync, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, and with Doug Peterson being the head coach, like he's going to lead them in the right direction and make those good calls. I mean, he's a very solid head coach. I mean, he obviously took my Eagles to the promised land. First one ever.
He's like an escaped slave. It's like Harriet Tubman. He took me to the promised land.
But like I said, Jaguars look good. I'm excited to see how the season progressed for them. But Packers and the Chargers, these teams are both just so mid, dude. Like they're just
I'm so happy the Chargers are ass this year.
You know what I mean? Like they're just so mid.
I've been telling people for the longest that I'm not a Justin Herbert guy. I think he's overrated. I think Tua was better, and that's why they chose him. I think he has a good arm, but I think Justin Herbert and Josh Allen are on the same conversation where they put up the stats, but when you need them most, they're gonna fucking lose.
I think Justin Herbert is more responsible with the ball. That's why it's hard for me to like determine if it's because Josh Allen, on the Bills, I can tell, like, yeah, that's his fault most of the time why they lose.
Have you seen Justin Herbert's weapons?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Justin Herbert doesn't make
even if you take out Mike Williams, they're still good.
You see him but he like doesn't make mistakes for the most part. You know what I mean? Like he
doesn't make mistakes, but it's just like when you're watching him, you're like something's missing. It's like his decision making is just not there. Like this year, they have even Keenan Allen. They have that rookie Quentin Johnston, which is pretty good. Joshua Palmer. They have their tight ends
that
decent.
Quinn guy dropped a fucking like touchdown that
Yeah,
lost
I
the
saw that.
they
I
lost
saw
the
that.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, Eckler is still pretty good. Like overall, that offense is still to me a top 10 offense. It's not the best, but when healthy, even if you take out Mike Williams, is injury prone, Ryan, they're still pretty fucking good, bro.
Yeah, no, that's true. I get it. Like, I mean, I'm with that, but I mean, they're just so the Chargers are being charged, like they're just being the Chargers. This is what they've been for years. Mid as fuck. People so much hype around the Chargers, and then there's just always mid.
I don't see the point of the hype.
Yeah, no,
I
me
don't see
neither.
it. I when you look at their secondary, which is pretty good, for the
Yeah,
players, their D line, and you're one of the worst defenses in the league. Like, what is
it doesn't
going
make
on?
sense, dude.
It does not
And you
make
know
any sense.
what? I'm going to go and say this. I think actually it's not. I don't think truly it is Justin Herbert's fault. I think it's Brandon Staley's fault, dude. The fucking
Mm.
coaching. We need to, as a podcast, D. We need to start putting more on these fucking coaches, okay? Because these guys are talented. Like Justin Herbert is talented, but some of
Yeah,
the decision making on some of like we'll get to it. Trust me, with the Eagles, we're fucking obviously a very good record. I got some shit to say about that too, but we need to hold these coaches accountable, D. And we haven't been doing that.
I will say this. It's a situation. A lot of GMs are not in sync with the coaches.
And that's I mean,
I I
that's what
I,
happens.
I think where it's like my name is D'Angelo Laws. I am the GM. I'm gonna hire Ryan Robbins. This is my best friend. So we're gonna be in sync about everything in this organization. I think what happens a lot of times someone hires John Doe as the GM, but then there's a guy named Billy Bob as a coach, and they don't see eye to eye. And when they don't see eye to eye, it's kind of like the quarterback doesn't like the head coach, but the owner likes the head coach. So they only keep the head coach because of the owner. So it's like this really problematic thing going on where it's just like, because I don't see legitimately when you look at the Chargers on paper, they're a really good football team. I don't know how they're not making the playoffs this year, bro. It's not even a conversation at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the AFC is way too strong and they are very lackluster. You know what I mean? Like, and like with Brandon Staley, like it's just with his history with the Chargers, it's been subpar. And like his decision making's been ass. Like, to be honest with you, I really truly don't know how he became the coach of the Chargers. I just don't understand where the logic was. Like, sure, he was a part of the Sean McVay experience, right? Like he was with the Rams, but like come on, dude. Like, I'm tired of this fucking like it's not just because you have a great head coach doesn't mean your coordinators are going to be great too. It doesn't work. It doesn't always work like that. So like it
That's
just
why I
doesn't
like
make sense
why I
to me.
like that's why I like the Cardinals coach.
It just
Because
doesn't make
look,
sense. Like
that roster's ass and they compete.
I'm like, so I'm looking at his career history right now. D, how many times has Brandon Staley been a head coach?
Probably very few. That's how it is
You ready
nowadays.
for this? Graduate assistant, defensive line coach, and special teams coach, associate head coach and defensive coordinator, graduate assistant, defensive coordinator and secondary coach, defensive coordinator and linebackers coach, defensive coordinator and secondary coach, outside linebackers coach, defensive coordinator, head coach of the LA Chargers.
Okay, so this makes no sense. If you're when Dan Campbell got hired, the offense got better because he's an offensive guy. The same thing for Sean Payton in my Broncos. The offense got better. We struggled the first couple of weeks, but the offense has gotten better. You can't be a defensive guy and one of your strong suits and your defense is damn near last in every important category. That makes no sense. You're not a defensive, you're just a guy. Why did he get the job? That makes no fucking
He
sense.
should never have gotten the head coaching position. He's never been a head coach a day. Like the head coaching for the Chargers, they needed somebody solid. They should have went somebody in the route of like someone established, someone that was a head coach in another level. He's never been a head coach ever. like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like he was at like these lackluster colleges. He wasn't even at good colleges. Like he was at James Madison, I think, for
The
right,
fuck?
yeah, like why? How is he getting? He's a sucking dick all the way up the
James
ladder, dude.
Madison.
He's a sucking dick all the way up the ladder to get these positions, dude. It's just insane to me, like, and it's showing in his coaching. But yeah, it doesn't
Well,
make sense
don't
to me.
forget, Ryan. Don't forget, bro. They gave up. They had a 27-0 lead against the Jaguars. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fucking
There's
trash.
no way you throw 4 interceptions against me and you come back and win. That just doesn't happen. That doesn't even happen in fucking Madden, let alone real life.
Fucking Chargers are ass. All right, D, we got Texans, Cardinals. Cardinals look a lot better with Kyler Murray, dude. Like Kyler Murray's playing pretty damn good these last 2 weeks that he's been back.
Yeah. I think that head coach that they got, he can actually coach. It's not like no bullshit. Like I can't name you a starter on that defense. I can name you a
Kaiser
barely
White,
outside. That's I guess.
he's a good linebacker.
Buda, yeah, Buda Baker's probably gonna get
Yeah,
traded
Buddha.
this offseason. They should have traded him at the trade deadline for more picks. But the Cardinals, this is why, like we said before, coaching matters because they're in every game. Realistically, they're in every game. They may lose, but they're in every game. They have the Texans first next year. They have their first. They could definitely add some pieces in the draft. They could definitely trading all these players. They may have a decent high cap penalty next year, but the year prior, ahead of that, they're gonna have a lot of free cap where they can sign some free agents because they're in Arizona. They can definitely get some players, but they have the ability. They can make some noise next year. But the Texans look. CJ is him. CJ, if he continues outside of Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards in a season, he needs to be the MVP. But these top quarterbacks don't look good this year. And CJ is a rookie, and he's played better than Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua. CJ could definitely be in the MVP. Is definitely in the MVP conversation.
Yeah,
If he
even
can
with
make
him throwing, even with him throwing 3 picks, this game doesn't really like determine anything for me, honestly. I mean, he's got 17 touchdowns and 5 picks on the season, so 2,900 yards, turning a team around that thought that was going to be dog shit. So, I mean, you can't really hate on somebody that's getting better in that way. That's for sure.
they have a top 5 offense.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, yeah, like that's with a rookie quarterback. That's crazy.
Yeah, no. If he's not in people's talks right now, then he should be at least in the talking. I don't think he's going to win it, but he should be in the talking. I think that there's several players that are like quarterbacks that have been playing better than he is still, even with the
Who?
season he's having.
Who?
What do you mean who?
Who?
What, Patrick Mahomes?
No,
We would take
no,
that.
no,
Jalen Hurts?
no.
Why not?
Are you looking? What are you looking at? What games are you looking
I
at? What
mean
stats are you looking at?
the overall, like Jalen Hurts. I mean, he has still like
No,
what 10
no,
rushing touchdowns this year.
no. CJ's outplayed all of them. Every quarterback in the NFL, he's outplayed. He's outplayed Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. He's outplayed a lot of quarterbacks. When you look at the stats, win losses does not show it. But when you look at the stats, CJ has outplayed a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach Wilson has outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Because they won the game doesn't mean what's not played. The Jets defense have made a lot of superstar quarterbacks look like shit. A lot of quarterbacks do not look good this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but I'm not going to sit here and just say that CJ Stroud is like MVP over other people.
Right
I don't think he's
now, he
over
is
other
playing
quarterbacks.
as the best quarterback in the NFL. Right now, when you look at his stats, if it's not him, then it's Jared Goff.
I mean, what about Tua? What about Brock Purdy? What about Jared Goff? What about Jalen Hurts? What about
Jalen Hurts
Patrick
is not an
Mahomes?
MVP
Like,
conversation this year. Either is Patrick Mahomes. They have
how?
played like
How can
dog
you
shit this
not?
year.
How can you not
I would
include
say,
Jalen
I
Hurts
would
into
say for
the?
quarterbacks, the top 5 quarterbacks this year, stats wise and with the team, just offense, it's probably going to be Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, CJ, maybe Jalen Hurts, well, maybe Tua, and possibly it could be whoever you prefer, Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. But it's not the regulars. Josh Allen does not look good. Patrick Mahomes this year has looked terrible at times.
I
Jalen
mean,
Hurts this
Patrick
year,
Mahomes is still, I mean, he's still doing well. Like,
no, Ryan, just do this. You Google Patrick Mahomes stats. I'm gonna Google CJ Stroud stats.
okay, I've got it pulled up. Okay, his completion rating is 67.1%. Patrick Mahomes
Okay,
is.
CJ's is 63.
Okay. All right, I've got Patrick Mahomes at 2,600 yards.
CJ's at 29.62.
Okay, touchdowns, I've got 19.
CJ's at 17.
Okay, and then I've got 9 interceptions for Patrick.
CJ has 5.
Right.
I'm taking CJ. CJ's played better.
But the thing is that there's another rating, like the QBR rating that they go by. Patrick Mahomes is rated higher at QBR than
yeah, I will give you that.
him.
A 2-time MVP. I will give you that. But right now, when I'm looking at the stats and I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes will throw eventually an interception. When I say he will throw an interception, but he can't trust his receivers. That's all I'm gonna say. You can't give me when you go throw over 10 interceptions, you're not MVP as a quarterback. You're just not, unless you have a crazy amount of touchdowns. But if he finishes the year even with 35 touchdowns to maybe 12 to 13 interceptions, he's not MVP. We haven't seen a rookie do this. Patrick Mahomes had a year under Alex Smith. CJ came in fresh out the gate. Even if you Google Jalen Hurts stats, it's not better than CJ. CJ looks good as a rookie. We've never seen this before. This good this early. Outside of maybe Andrew Luck and RG3, maybe John Elway and Dan Marino. But it's not many quarterbacks that came in or there's just like they changed the franchise overnight. Not many guys.
Well, what? So yeah, look, CJ. I'm not obviously like CJ Stroud is doing well, but like he's not like going to win the MVP, and he's in the talk, sure, but like there's other guys that have a way. But the thing is, you have to weigh in records too. You have to.
Yeah,
You have to weigh in records in this.
You just have to weigh in if they're playoffs. You get to the playoffs, that's all people care for. It really doesn't really matter about if they're a number 1 seed, but as long as you get the team to the playoffs, it's all that matters. Same thing in basketball. If you get the team to the playoffs, it's all that matters. Record doesn't really matter as long as you get them to the playoffs.
That's why right now, what I'm saying right now, Jalen Hurts right now is the favorite for MVP.
No, he's not.
Yes,
that
he is.
Not
He's the
true
favorite
whatsoever. No, he is not.
If
no,
I pull up the betting odds right now, who's going to win MVP? I guarantee he is the number 1 favorite in every single one of them.
If anything,
all right,
if anything, I will give it probably to Brock Purdy before I give it to
pull it up.
Jalen Hurts.
2023. Okay, Vegas Insider. 2023, 2024 NFL MVP odds. Right now, Jalen Hurts is at a plus 250, plus 260, plus 200. Okay, so he's right around there.
It says Tua, number 1, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Christian McCaffrey, that's crazy, number 3, Josh Allen, number 4, then Jalen Hurts, number 5 from ESPN.
Where are you looking at? Oh, ESPN. See, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ones putting Jalen Hurts number 1.
CBS.
I've got Bet 365, FanDuel, MGM betting. I don't know these. DraftKings. There's a lot of people that are putting. I mean, like Jalen Hurts on this one right here. I'm looking at right now has 6, 7 different ones as him number 1. But like you're just looking at CJ, the throwing stats.
Well, it depends because I'm looking at multiple ones and it has CJ Stroud in the top 5 with Tua, and then I have one where Jalen Hurts is 7th. So it just depends which website because it's don't forget.
On this one right here, I'm looking at the one that's like the biggest one, like that has like all of them across the board. But like what you have to weigh in with Jalen Hurts as well is because of the running attack too, and how many he has scored most of his touchdowns by running too. Like he's gotten, I think he's at 10 right now. Let me stat check here. I want to make sure I'm correct on that. I believe he has 10 rushing touchdowns. But like Jalen Hurts, like obviously he contribute. Yeah, he has 9 right now, 9 rushing touchdowns this season so far. So that puts him at a total of 24 touchdowns, 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Sure, his turnovers are not looking good, right? Picks wise, he's had a couple bad games this year, but they've still won those games regardless of who it was. Like it was either you can put it on the defense. The defense has been phenomenal, but right now, I mean, yeah, sure. CJ Stroud is very impressive, right? I can agree with you on that, D. He's very, very impressive. He's not going to win MVP, but he's been very impressive. He is in the talk for sure, and he will be for years to come. I think he's going to be a solid player for them.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is a lot of these other places have certain players. They don't have one of these lists. Don't even have Patrick Mahomes in the top 10. I think Patrick Mahomes is in the conversation because that wide receiver core is trash. But I just don't see it from the games I've watched. He just has a great offensive line.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of his touchdowns, I mean, his rushing touchdowns are coming from. I do not see MVP with the fumbles lost, with the interceptions he's thrown. He has made questionable decisions. I think it's sorely on the back of the defense and those rushing touchdowns because his decision-making is trash. Don't think if he had a regular defense, like I would say if he had maybe like the Bengals defense, there may be 5-5 and 6-4.
I mean,
But
we can do the what ifs all night. We can do the what ifs all night. But
he has not played. He has not.
We have
won
to judge
games.
how it is.
He has not won them games. The defense has won them games.
What do you mean? Like last night, literally
the defense won in Kansas City. It was not Jalen Hurts.
Last night, he pulled off the last drive. Like that was all DeAndre Swift and Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry. No.
The defense is going to keep you in the game. The defense is going to do what they're going to do.
Brian, the Eagles didn't do shit. The Chiefs wide receiver lost them.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like you can't put it all on a player. You can't do a what if. When he can't change the situation, all he has to do is most some.
Did you watch the same game I watched?
I mean, I was live. I don't know about you.
Okay,
I was live.
So I watched the Eagles defense kept them in the game. I watched the Chiefs wide receivers drop balls.
Do you understand how cold it was? All right, we'll talk about the Eagles Chiefs right now. Let's just jump in. Let's just fucking jump in.
I don't know what game you're watching.
So I was there. Okay. I was physically there. That weather, it was raining, dude. It was raining and it was fucking cold and miserable. It was fucking awful weather. And Jalen Hurts had to throw the ball. Patrick Mahomes, look at the stats, dude. The passing for either side.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes still outplayed Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts did not look good last night. He played like dog shit.
What do you mean, dude? He threw 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes threw 1 pick.
Ryan.
But he had 2 passing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts had 2 rushing touchdowns.
All I'm going to say is 14 of 22 passing, 150 yards passing, 1 interception, 12 carries for 29 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing.
Yeah.
He played. That is outside of those rushing touchdowns. He averaged 2.4 yards rushing. About
you're not paying attention to what he has to do. The runs they're asking him to do are the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, the 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1s. He's not running to get yards. He's running to get the first down to progress down the field. That's how the Eagles play. And Jalen Hurts has played that perfectly.
The defense won them that game.
And, well, the thing is with why the defense won them the game is because it was one of those games to where passing wasn't happening for either team. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He was 24. How are you going to tell me he outplayed Jalen Hurts when he literally threw 24 of 43 passes for 177 yards, D?
How many drops did the Chiefs have? How many drops did the Chiefs have?
Oh my God, maybe 1 or 2 that game.
What
one
are you
big
talking?
One,
oh
one
my!
Big one.
What are you
one
talking
big one.
about?
What are you talking about? They had.
It was literally the highlight on ESPN.
Number
4 or 5 passes.
Number 84. Oh yeah, Ryan. It was 5 drop passes, wasn't it? It was 5.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was 5.
Literally, Travis Kelce dropped the pass. Fucking Watson, the white receiver, dropped the pass. Yeah. Fucking Valdez Scantling dropped the touchdown. Like
okay, 5 drop passes. Do the math real quick. Okay, 24 of what? 24 of 39 or 38.
That's fucking good. That's like over 60. That's like 60 over 60%.
Jalen Hurts literally It's over 60%. Jalen Hurts had 14 of 22, and you're dogging him. This is
Ryan.
everybody doing this.
If he completes those passes, he has 3 touchdowns, probably over 270 yards passing.
No,
they won the game.
He had those passes that were dropped over the middle and 5 yards. Other than the one that was deep. Other than the one that was deep.
There was like 3 passes deep that he dropped, Ryan.
There's one that he missed. He overthrew. I know for a fact he overthrew one.
Ryan,
Patrick Mahomes did. And then the one that Valdez-Scantling. No. There's one that he completely soared over the guy's head. He completely soared it over his head.
What game were you watching?
And literally then the one that Valdez-Scantling at the end of the game that hit his hands, he dropped that. That was Valdez-Scantling. But other than that, dude, like he's not going to. You're sitting here saying he outplayed him, and it's so false.
After we record tonight, please go watch the highlights of that game because I don't know what game you're talking about.
What do you mean?
Everyone was talking about the game at work. I don't know what game
dropped. Yeah, But the thing is that you're saying that Patrick Mahomes outplayed Jalen Hurts.
If those passes are completed, he's passing for 270.
But that's not how this is not how life works, D'Angelo.
No,
you don't get a bunch of what ifs.
Outside of that, Jalen Hurts didn't beat the Chiefs. The Eagles' defense and those drop passes was won them the games, not Jalen Hurts.
I'm not saying. Did I say once that Jalen Hurts won them that game?
You're talking about Jalen Hurts like he did anything special. He didn't do shit.
You're literally saying that Jalen Hurts was the reason they didn't do anything. Like he was.
They didn't do anything.
Part of the reason why they were sucking, and that was not him.
They did do shit offensively,
and that's not his fault. It is literally the play calling. It is literally what is
quarterback.
Brian
He's the quarterback. He threw. Let's see, through one. It's the same thing with the Jets. It was like the same thing with the Jets. Like I was telling you, he did not look good against the Jets. Threw 3 interceptions. He did not look good this week. I'm gonna tell you this, like I told you in the beginning of the year. You can win these ugly wins, especially with the Chiefs dropping a lot of passes. But when you have a team like the 49ers or the Ravens, or not the Ravens, I'm sorry, or like the Lions, that have legitimate wide receivers, because that means, like, I think what people are failing to realize, the wide receivers are getting open, so the pass rush is not getting there. They had 5 sacks. Don't get me wrong; they were still getting to Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes, but the receivers are getting open. Amon St. Brown is catching those passes. Jameson Williams is catching those passes. Ryan Reynolds catching those passes. Debo, Brian Ayuk, George Kittle are catching those passes. That's what a lot of people, I think, like the overall of the game, a lot of people are missing, because that touchdown drop was a perfect ball. Perfect. He literally just dropped it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Once again, D, this is what's wrong with the media. This is what's wrong with all this shit. It's people like you that say that it's okay. Yeah, you're like, all right, Jalen Hurts, he's doing this, doing that. Do you know how many other quarterbacks make mistakes in this league that are not even shown? Jalen Hurts is on a big spotlight because guess what? Why? Why, D? Why is he in the biggest spotlight in the whole NFL right now? Because he's on the best record, best team in the league right now. No doubt.
All I'm saying was, this is what I'm saying. I think you're missing the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the defense won them the game, not Jalen Hurts. He played like dog shit, and he got outplayed.
He didn't play like dog shit. That's what you're not understanding.
He did play like dog shit?
He did not. If this was perfect weather, he would have played a lot better than he did, and Patrick Mahomes would have done the exact same thing. But this was a fucking nitty-gritty, piss-poor weather game, dude. Raining, the ball, it was fucking miserable out there.
Well,
of course, the defense is going to thrive.
That's all I'm going to say. It looked pretty good for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs didn't look good. What are you talking about? They were literally scoreless in the second half.
No. What I'm saying is their receivers just drop passes. But if I'm a quarterback and the receivers get open, they drop the ball, I can't control that. I did my job. I'm looking at it from a standpoint like this. If they're getting open,
I'm trying to fucking get this. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my fucking camera.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing
Mine's all blurry. Yours is fine. I don't know what you're changing yours for.
Oh, I don't know why that's a habit. But I'm looking at the game and I'm like, okay, the Eagles defense is really bailing them out. The Eagles offense. That's all that's going on. Because when you're telling me the Chiefs were held scoreless, Jalen Hurts doesn't play defense.
Well,
The
yeah, that's what I'm
defense plays
saying.
defense.
You're once again you're telling me things that I already know. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts won us this game, not once. But I'm not going to sit here and say he was outplayed by somebody that he wasn't.
Yes, he was. He was outplayed. Ryan,
Literally not
he's
outplayed.
passing it. He's giving Patrick Mahomes is giving them the ball in their hands. They're dropping the pass. If some of those catches are completed, he's over at least 225, 3 touchdowns. We're having a whole different conversation. Jalen Hurts, if he finishes the game with if Jalen Hurts plays a little better, I understand. But
how are you saying he's not playing good when literally the
give
game
me a letter
plan
grade? Give me a letter grade on his performance yesterday.
Today, like for his game this week, for his game, I would say it was a solid at least B. He played a B game.
There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
He passed the ball 22 times, dude. What are you wanting him to do? They're literally sticking to the game plan.
There's no way. That's not a B. That's a D minus, maybe a C minus, depending on how you're looking at it. But it's not anything.
What would you rate Patrick Mahomes in? What are you going to rate him?
I would rate Patrick Mahomes a B because he did his job. His receivers failed him.
Did his job. Literally, Jalen Hurts did his job. He had 1 fucking turnover, just same as Patrick Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes also had 2 touchdowns. And then the interception.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts had 2 touchdowns. What are you talking about?
The interception to Byard, the wide receiver just didn't look for the ball. But outside of that, Patrick Mahomes played good. He did what he was supposed to do. Granted, the pass rush was getting there at times, but consistently, the receivers are getting open. Receivers are getting open. That's not a knock on Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not a Patrick Mahomes guy. But when I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes and he's playing going on some of these drives, and I'm like, God damn, like, fuck, like, he can't control that. But I'm looking at Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at the defense is going to bail him out. That's where I think they take certain shots in the game because they know the defense can bail them out. If Jalen Hurts doesn't have this defense, he's not doing certain things.
The Chiefs defense is one of the top defenses in the league. Why are you not talking about that fact? Literally,
they're pretty good this year.
The Chiefs defense held us to 7 points in the first half. What you're literally just this is what it always is. This is like always the Eagles will always be an underdog in everybody's eyes, and it's always
it's not about being an underdog. I'm saying Jalen Hurts got like a D minus to maybe D plus.
What causes him to have a D minus grade?
But no, there's no way with that logic.
What causes that?
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's his letter grade for the Jets?
When he played the Jets. All right, this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Let me think here. So the decision making, because he threw 2 picks. One of them wasn't his fault because it was out of Dallas Goedert's hands. The second pick, that game, he probably had a solid D game for sure. He threw 2 really bad interceptions in the game. For sure. No doubt. He played bad in that game.
Okay.
This game, he did not play bad in D.
He didn't have, okay, so this game, he didn't turn over the ball a bunch.
He had 1 turnover and he didn't do anything else wrong. If you watch the game, he didn't do anything else wrong. What was he supposed to do? It's a play calling. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to take shots downfield? Like, he can't take a shot downfield when every single play D that we had was RPOs because of the weather, how bad the weather was. And he's not as strong of a thrower as Patrick Mahomes is. Patrick Mahomes is a 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl winner. He is a quarterback, like a legit best quarterback we've seen he may be the best quarterback ever by the end of his career. He may be that guy. But like right now, Jalen Hurts still didn't do anything wrong in that game. We had to rely on the running because our throwing was not that strong because we're doing RPOs. And the Chiefs bottled us up defensively. They did.
But what does that have to do with what I said?
What do you mean? Like the defense coming up to play against the Eagles?
The defense came to play. That's the one of the best compliments. What I'm saying, and it's nothing wrong. It's a team sport. But Jalen Hurts did not win them that game. The defense won that game. If they're giving a game ball to somebody, you got to give the game ball to the defensive coordinator, not to the offense. Because offense didn't win them the game.
I'm not saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the letter grade, if the offense didn't win you the game, cannot be above a B.
It can be a B.
That means
what do you mean? They scored 21 points still against one of the best defenses in the league. They still played a very good game offensively. And once again, D, you got to weigh in the weather. You have to.
Of
can't.
course, you have to weigh in. We have to
You
weigh in the
have to weigh
weather,
in what's
and
going
you have
on
to weigh
around.
in drops as well. If you're
And
going
I
to weigh in the
am.
weather,
I literally I'm giving Patrick Mahomes a B grade. And
and
that's a
no,
good
no, you
game.
can't say Jalen Hurts has a B and Patrick Mahomes has a B.
B
There's no
minus
way.
grade? What are you talking?
No,
How can you
no.
not? Jalen Hurts, you
I
have
will
to
say,
include what he does on the field. And his runs, he had a run that was what, an 8 or 9 yard run for a touchdown. That was all him. That wasn't anything else. He had to make a decision because it was a blown up pass.
even rushing the ball, Patrick Mahomes is better. 6
That's
rushes
just
for
because
38 yards.
you don't.
What I'm saying
Jalen
is, like,
Hurts doesn't
overall,
run. Jalen
I
Hurts
just
has
don't see.
designed
I
quarterback runs that are for 3 yards, dude. What are
what
you
I'm saying is,
talking about?
I see the touchdowns, the rushing touchdowns, but on the 1 yard line, it's fairly fucking easy.
These
But
two quarterbacks have to make a lot of decisions on their side because Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a wide receiver core, dude. Like that's the true fact of it all. The wide receiver core is trash. We locked up Travis Kelce pretty good last night. Like he had 7 receptions, 44 yards. I mean, what? Like he's under, like we locked him up. So he had to make other decisions, and those guys couldn't catch the ball. Patrick Mahomes needs help. And I will say that over and over again. He needs help. He needs help because nobody can catch the ball other than Travis Kelce on that team. That's
and
fact.
the
And he
crazy
does a
thing,
good
the
job.
crazy thing is, and I will say this though, you guys gave up 5 sacks.
So, D, those sacks too were Jalen Hurts not having anywhere to go with the ball. And he had to make a decision in the pocket because they did
Seatbelt
contain
on.
him very well.
Yeah, put the seatbelt on because they're strapped up.
The Chiefs came out with a very solid game plan against the Eagles, and it clearly showed.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I truly believe the defense is what's going to save you guys. But this year, I'm starting to see Slay slow down. Bradbury's on a 1-year deal. I think Bradbury's gone after this. I think he's not going to be Eagle after this. There's no way. Brandon Graham, this may be his last year. But I'm not seeing the same defense from last year. And maybe it's, obviously the strength of schedule is a factor in because you guys are playing better competition. There's a lot more closer games. But I'm seeing like even the Vikings game this year where JJ got like 8 catches, 110 yards. That game was crazy, but it was entertaining. You guys still came out where the defense has not been as good, but the defense played amazing today. I mean, not today, but Sunday. And the defense is what's going to keep you guys in games because with this type, like with the Chiefs playing the way they did, and I truly believe this, if you give the Chiefs a second chance, those receivers are not dropping those passes.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But they've been dropping passes all season long. You know what I mean? Like that's just a common trend, unfortunately for them.
Don't forget. What did we talk about week 1? Who did D Hop reach out to, Ryan?
The Chiefs should have taken him.
I don't know. Rob,
the Chiefs should have taken Julio Jones. They should have signed him.
I will take an old Julio Jones and an old D Hop over Watson, Tony, Rice, Hardman, like Sky Moore. Those are dumb. I don't see what the Chiefs are thinking. You had the formula for the wide receiver and tight end duo. You let go of Tyreek Hill. I understand the money. You got to build your defense up. I understand it. Your defense was a problem last couple of years. They finally got it. This may be the best defense we've seen out of the Chiefs in decades. I understand it. But then you signed Juju in the offseason. Juju was a great compliment to Travis Kelce, and you didn't replace Juju. You thought that these guys were going to step up. Hardman goes to sign with the Jets. They trade him back. They bring him back. I don't see what they're looking at. I don't see what they're trying to be cheap for. They have to go draft a guy. With Patrick Mahomes being in his prime, they have to go trade for someone. You can't wait around for guys to develop. You got to go trade for someone, or you may have to trade up and go get a Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft. You may have to spend an extra first, next year's first, couple seconds, but it's worth it from what you're going to get in return.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, D, I mean, we're talking like we can say what we want about the Eagles, but they're still we win games. We win.
The defense is exceptional.
And we offensively we figured out we had so they outplayed us as in play. I mean to say they had more plays than us, 74-54, and we almost had the same time of possession as them.
That's crazy though.
That's what we do. And this is what I'm telling you with Jalen Hurts, he's not expected to throw for 300 yards or 200 plus yards every week. That's not what we do. That the Eagles offensively don't do that. I don't agree with what we do offensively. It's just what we do. We run the ball, we hit you in the mouth, and that's it. And we control games. In that first half, we didn't control the game. And then the second half, we controlled the fucking game. Defense took over, offense took over. We were very solid offensively in the second half. We moved the ball, hit a big fucking bomb to Devontae Smith. Like, we could throw the ball down the field.
You guys, third down efficiency was trash, but you know,
we still control the game. We control it. At the end, we got them to where they had to drive down to get us. They made mistakes on their end. We won. We had equal penalties, like everything like that. It wasn't.
It was impressive. I will say that it was very impressive for you guys to go into Arrowhead and win.
And it was. I'm telling you, D. Like the weather wise, I know like. The weather really truly played a factor. Like that shit was miserable, dude. No doubt. But all right, D, that was our 25-minute spiel of the Eagles. Every fucking week we do this. I'm telling you right now, if the Broncos played the Eagles, we would blow you fuckers out.
No,
we would kill you. We would destroy you.
No, you wouldn't.
All right. Let's go through these games. Let's try to go through these games quickly.
The Jets, the nerve.
Let's get these fucking games out of the way. Okay. Because goddamn. All right. Dolphins and the Raiders. Dolphins are good. Dolphins are good. We just got they have to prove themselves against the Cowboys. That's the only game I'm waiting for.
The Raiders are staying in games though. Coaching matters, bro. The Raiders are staying in a lot of games, bro. Coaching fucking matters a lot.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell is the better quarterback for them to have. So
yeah, Jimmy G's trash.
Yeah. So Dolphins.
I like Jimmy G, but Jimmy G he's a product of Bill Belichick and the Shanahan's offense. He was trash.
Cowboys, Panthers, Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
It was rough there for a second with the Panthers, and then they just blew them out like they should. They found a rhythm. That was it. Cowboys. These games, like now, I'm at a period now in this week that we're in. Like I'm just ready to see them later on in the season. I want to see what they do against other teams. Like the Dolphins need to face the Cowboys. That needs to happen. I want to see what happens. That'll tell me if the Dolphins are legit.
Yeah.
Browns. Go ahead.
I will say this though: the Cowboys do beat the bad teams.
Yeah, they do. They whoop them.
Yeah,
they
for the most part, they beat.
Other than the
teams.
Cardinals, that was just a 28-16. That's bad.
I think they lost a lot of interior linemen in that game too.
Yeah. Browns and Steelers was a shit show game.
Yeah, but the Browns are consistent.
Defensively, they're consistent.
Yeah, I would say don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the Browns make it win a playoff game. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be surprised. Because they could beat Josh Allen, they could beat Patrick Mahomes, because that defense is legit. That defense can keep them in games, and their offensive line is top 7. Their offensive line can control a D line and run that ball and keep them in game.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's true. I mean, the Browns, they're going to be contenders because of how strong their defense is. Offensively, they're going to have to just try to figure it out. I mean, it's just going to have to happen. 49ers, Buccaneers, get right. They got right.
Dominance.
Yeah, they're very good.
Chase Young and Nick Bosa just look dominant, bro.
It's definitely changed. And, what needed to right, I was correct about this. Like, obviously, Chase Young was going to come in, but what they needed to right themselves on was their offensive play, and they figured it out again. You just have so many weapons on that offense, and plus it's just staying healthy. You're going to find ways to win more than one for sure. Bills and the Jets. Bills whoop the Jets. I mean, the Jets are a joke. Zach Wilson's benched. That's nice.
Oh, wow. It's about time.
I think it's Tim Boyle. Is that the new quarterback? I think that's his name.
I don't understand why they didn't keep Mike White.
Yeah, I don't know either. It doesn't make sense to me.
If it's white, it's all right.
Is he a
Like,
Dolphin now? Is he on the
yeah, he's a
Dolphins?
Dolphin.
Gotcha. Rams, Seahawks. That was
I watched that game. I was very surprised. The Rams should have lost that game. The Seahawks fucking suck because of that. They fucking
we need
suck.
to keep in mind Sean McVay will always beat Pete Carroll. It's just going to happen. Doesn't matter how bad the team is. They could win 2 games all year. It's going to be Sean McVay, Pete Carroll. All right, D. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the Broncos Vikings game.
I bought those Broncos 5-5. Oh, it feels good. It feels good. It feels started off 1-4, but the last 2 weeks, what's been saving us is our defense. Russ is playing fairly good. The offensive line is not the best right now, but what's saving us is the defense. The defense is we're playing lights out in the second half. I think the biggest thing for us, as long as we have a puncher's chance in the second half, we can land the final blow. And Cortland Sutton, the last couple of weeks, has been playing amazing. Amazing. I love to see it. I love to see it. We look pretty damn good. Pretty fucking good.
I mean, it's
Russell.
Yeah. I like seeing this, D, because it gets your hopes up. I'm just ready for it to just get fucking ripped back down with the Broncos. Yeah, they're playing well. I mean, the Broncos are better than what I expected them to be, but they're not going to do anything else. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to do anything like that, D. Don't. You're letting this recent streak.
Let's see. So let's do this for me. Do this.
Talk to me.
Google the NBA. I mean, not the NBA, the NFL standings.
Okay.
And playoffs. When you go to it, that open spot for Houston and Pittsburgh. I don't trust Pittsburgh. They just fired their offensive coordinator. The Colts just got rid of Shaq Leonard, an all-pro. The Bills have been inconsistent so much. Cincinnati's done. The Chargers are done. Vegas is done. We're literally just playing against Pittsburgh and Houston. And we play Houston. And if we beat Houston and we have the same record, we get that spot. We have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs.
These next 2 weeks are the literal, like this will determine whether or not you guys will do it. You got the Browns.
The Browns and the Texans.
Got the Texans.
If we beat both, I will say it now. If we go 1-1, there's a possibility we can go. But if we go 2-0 against the Browns and Texans, we're going to the playoffs. There's going to be a playoff game. It's not a conversation. It's not about if, it's when at that point. Because you can't tell me that the Steelers will make the playoffs above us, how their offense has been playing. Where, let's look at the rest of the Steelers' schedule. Next week, they have Cincinnati. Then they have Green Bay. Then they have Cleveland. Then they have Arizona. I do not trust the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just don't.
So them firing Matt Canada is probably going to be the best thing for that team, by the way. I really, truly think that they're going to be better offensively. I think it's going to be the Raiders situation, getting rid of a coach that was not good for the program and then getting a coach in there. It's going to be good for the program. That's what's going to switch. It's going to be a switch. They're going to have some momentum behind them. And they've still been playing well. We're forgetting Mike Tomlin never finishes below 500. Whatever reason.
I will say this. They have Cincinnati, Arizona, the Patriots, the Colts, the Bengals again, Seahawks, and Ravens. I think they're probably going to go 8-9 or 9-8.
No, they won't lose. They will only lose 2 games out of that stretch. I think they'll lose the last 2 games.
What? What?
Say it again. I want to make sure I heard it right, though. On the Steelers, right? We're talking about the Steelers?
They have Arizona.
When. Yep. When?
They have the Patriots.
When?
They have the Colts.
When?
They have Cincinnati.
When?
They have the Seahawks.
Loss.
They have the Ravens.
Loss. There's 2 losses.
What
do you mean you don't see it?
This is what I'm saying. Jake Browning came in for the Bengals, and he didn't look bad. And you have to understand, and people don't understand this, the game plan was not predicated for him. The game plan with him, I think the Bengals will miss the playoffs, but I think they're going to be in the fighting. The weapons are still there. They still have Boyd, Chase, Higgins, Joe Mixon. The defense is still fairly fucking good. So I don't see where you're just like, oh, the Bengals are done. No, they're not done. I'm hoping they're not going to make the playoffs, but their schedule is tough. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they're not just going to submit. They're going to go out swinging. They're going to lose one of those games. The Steelers are going to lose one of those games. The Colts are not a bad team. The Colts look pretty good.
And see, the thing is with the Steelers, though, they can beat the Ravens. You know how it is with those division games. They're very competitive in those games.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I just do not see it.
I think you're not. Gee, this is the thing, though. I think you're not seeing it because you want the Broncos in. That's the reason you're not seeing it.
Well, okay. I think about it like this, though, as well. Pittsburgh and Houston. Like, let's look at Houston's schedule.
And by the way, the Steelers already beat the Ravens. I don't know if you remember this. They already beat the Ravens earlier this season. Steelers
Yes.
did.
Yes.
So, like
Jacksonville, not the Jacksonville, but the Texans have Jacksonville, Denver, the Jets, Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee, and then the Colts. There's a possibility they could make it. I
don't like that.
But that's a pretty tough schedule because the Jets are not layovers. Tennessee, maybe, but then Cleveland, Jacksonville.
That's a stretch I'm hearing right there.
Like it's going to be tough. That's all I'm saying. And then when you look at ours, outside this next couple of weeks, outside of the Texans and the Browns, our maybe toughest opponent is the Lions. Outside of the Lions, I think the rest of the games are a wash. The Chargers are just in. Let's get. I think
they'll 1-1 you. To be honest, they'll 1-1 you.
Yeah,
they'll split with you guys. They'll split.
But there's a legitimate chance where we may win both games, and then week 18 is the Raiders. So there's a possibility.
There's a chance with everybody, D. Okay, but for the most part, those teams don't actually end up fucking doing anything. All right. So look, you're optimistic. I'm glad you're optimistic. I'm happy that you're not sad anymore. Okay, you got a little bit of a light under you now. You got the Heat that are winning, even though they lost when you went to the game. That's okay.
About that. I was so
Zach
pissed.
LaVine is clutch as fuck. So good. Go Bulls. Go Chicago. Go Bulls.
Shit since the 90s.
You're starting to get the light under you. You know, you're feeling good. I'm glad you're back on the winning side. Hey, D, welcome to the winning side. This is how it feels to win.
I don't know if you felt that for several years. Fucking suck.
Bucks, they suck too. Really?
We beat you pussies in the first round last year. What are you talking about?
We're still good. We are so good. Playoff bound.
We'll see. We'll see.
When's the last time you won a championship in the NBA?
Say it again.
When's the last time you won a championship in the NBA?
2013.
Yeah. What about the Bucks? When was the last time they won?
About 2021.
21. Yeah.
I'll give you that. How many titles do you guys have historically?
Oh, no,
the last time.
What? Well, two titles. We got
the last time you guys won. Yeah. Your dad was in your dad's ball sack. That's how long ago it was.
No, my dad was alive.
In the 60s?
Yeah, my dad was born in the 1960s. Is when he was born.
Oh, shit, your dad's
so
old as fuck.
He was alive.
Your dad's old as fuck.
Well, he's dead as fuck too.
Oh well, shit, he's still old as fuck. God damn, shit.
You knew my dad's dead.
I knew that, but I'm like, God damn, I know he was that fucking old.
1960. Yeah. People age, okay? We got some. We're old, okay?
It's God damn.
We were just talking about this today. Like things in the 2000s, like our kids are gonna think that shit is so ancient. That shit is gonna be like kids are gonna be like, oh my God, you lived through the 2000s? What was that like, Dad? I'm like, all right, listen here, you little shit.
Yeah, like don't do me like that. Just don't do that.
Watch it when Jaden a couple years, give him a couple years, and he'll start saying that shit. But another good week of football though. I'm happy with the result from the Eagles game. Obviously, me going my first ever Eagles game, ever being able to see in person. So it was a good memory for me. Good atmosphere. Like it was awesome. Eagles fans are all like all the Eagles fans I walk by, go Birds, everybody. It is a cool environment to be in the fucking be in the enemy's territory.
I'm the type of person to walk by like just
Yeah,
like say some dumb shit like that.
go Birds like that. But yeah, no, it was good though. It was a good week.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for this year, the rest of this year. This rest of this year looks fucking amazing, bro.
All right, D. Now we got the draft. Draft of the top sport states. So that means you pick a state that includes everything within that state. Okay. For instance, we pick Missouri. That includes the Chiefs, the Blues, even the Royals. You can consider the Royals if you want to. We're not picking. Guys, spoiler alert, we're not picking Missouri. It's not going to be on the list.
Most Midwest teams I will never pick.
Yeah, it won't be on the list.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a draft of that. D, remind me who went last time.
I think it was you. No, it was me.
What was our last draft?
I forget. I'm like an old man.
Dude,
I forget what I did yesterday.
Oh, it was a draft of actresses is what we did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did I go first? No, you went first. You picked Viola Davis. I go first. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. All right. Wow. Number one pick. And by the way, top sports states, are we talking all time? What are we?
Yes, all time.
Are we doing off of fans? What is it? Where are we looking
we're going to do professional sports teams.
What about
college
colleges?
teams?
Okay.
And high school. So like Indiana's known for basketball.
Okay.
Texas is known for football, shit like that.
Right. Okay. I want to make sure we're on the same page. So what the best states for sports in general, like athlete wise, success wise, we're weighing everything into
athletes and teams.
I like it. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of recruits that come out of this state, but they're not sports wise. They're not big. I feel rough going for that one right now off the top of my head. Fuck it. We're gonna go. Give me Texas.
I'm like, I don't know how you're not covered.
I was debating between. I had a couple states. I'm not gonna say them out loud, but like, I feel like Texas is the number one pick. Major athletes come out of Texas. They go to Texas. Big state. Everything's bigger in Texas. They do well with all the sports. Like they're irrelevant. You know, obviously the Cowboys had their time. Spurs had their time. You know, well, the Rockets had a year, sure, you know, a couple, but so I feel pretty confident with that pick. Texas, they have one of the best recruits always. They always seem to have the guys. So
okay, well, thank you for leaving this on the board. Of course, I'm taking the state of Florida.
Florida's yep. See,
when it comes to football, Florida, they just go together. It's sunny year round. You can play basketball, football, baseball year round. If you're under 21 and you're telling me that you want to play professional sports and you stay in Florida, you don't want to play professional sports. You can literally play year round. Like, no excuse whatsoever.
I will say this: the success though of Florida is not as strong as Texas is in order of like championships, you know, all that type of stuff. They're very good, obviously, recruiting wise. Track and field athletes out of Florida are nuts. Texas too. Like those, I feel like that was between my top two picks was Texas and Florida.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I feel like those are 1-2. I don't think of any other state.
My next state, this is tough for me, but I would say it has to be California.
California.
It has to be. And I hate fucking California people. But when it comes to, they're not, to me, a lot of people say they're a football state. They are not a football state whatsoever.
49ers.
Purely fucking basketball. Purely basketball.
I mean, what, you know, the Ball brothers coming out of Chino Hills, California. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in baseball. The Giants, very successful.
Dodgers,
Yeah,
the
Dodgers.
Angels, dog shit, of course.
They have, of
But
course, they have the best player of
basketball,
all time, one of the best MLB players of all time, and he's going to waste. Two of them, actually, two of them now.
actually,
Shohei
yeah,
Ohtani.
two of them.
Fuck me.
Think about
Mike
having two
Trout, Shohei
goats on
Ohtani.
your team, and you
It's
can't even make the
stupid.
playoffs.
They're both top
Like,
five players.
they should come to the
Anybody makes a top five list of players in the MLB, they're both on there. No doubt.
Yeah, they should come to the Yankees. We have plenty of room.
Pirates.
Oh, no one goes to the Pirates.
Nobody
People
wants
leave
to
the
be there.
Pirates.
Nobody wants to be there. I don't even want to be there. I like them from afar. Once again, they're that redheaded stepchild. I just throw them in the fucking closet. I love you. Then I put them away.
All right. Go away.
For the second pick here, I'm gonna go off of strictly just mostly like championships, just between two franchises. I believe they lead. I think they're the leader in one, and they're tied for the lead in the other one. We're gonna go Massachusetts. We're gonna go Boston. We're gonna go Boston. We're gonna go New England Patriots. We're gonna get right in that Massachusetts. Give me it. I think correct me if I'm wrong on that. Are the Patriots the number one? They have 6. Is that the Steelers?
I think they're tied. I think they're tied with someone. I think.
I'm looking right now.
Well, they may be in league, but I think they may be tied. The Cowboys have. Yeah, I think the Steelers have 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. Oh fuck, I don't know. Geez, man, why are we? I'm drawing a blank, dude. This like no sleep bullshit is affecting me here.
Did you work today?
Yes, I worked today as well.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, that's where you fucked up.
I'm out, dude. I'm out of it. Yeah, I can't even find. But regardless, they are good. Obviously good state with the Celtics as well. Winning as many championships as they have. So
fuck Boston,
Massachusetts. Third pick. We definitely knocked out the 4 major ones.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. Because you always hear about these. I feel as if I could include. Oh man, I don't know if I want to include them though. It's pretty rough. As a staple of purely just basketball, what they've been relevant for is Indiana. I'm going to go and take Indiana basketball. That's how I feel confident in that. I mean, they have been a staple in that for a long time. Larry Bird.
I'll give you that. I can't argue that one. Indiana, like when I played fucking basketball, bro, Indiana may be the only state where I've been and I played and I was like, I felt like intimidated. Like the whole town, like there would be gas stations closed, stores closed to go watching high school basketball game. That's fucking crazy to me. A town of 20,000 people are packed in a stadium to see some kids play. I love it, but it's just the craziest shit to me, bro. But come on. Next state has to be New York State.
New York Football, is good. Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Basketball. Yep. It's not even a conversation. I think a lot of people are going to be upset with us, but outside of Texas, folks, the South doesn't have any professional sports teams. Alabama does not. Mississippi does not. Georgia doesn't really have shit. It's okay, but they don't really have shit in the South like people think. The South kind of sucks outside of that. Like the Carolinas don't have anything. To me, like Virginia, but I don't think Carolinas is the South. It's on the East Coast. That's weird to me. It's a different conversation for a different day, but that shit makes no sense to me. But my next pick, I'm a little biased. Fuck it. I'm gonna go to Illinois.
Illinois.
Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox. U of I has its moments. Illinois has some dogs. Dwayne Wade, Anthony Davis. List goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, Illinois does have some good stuff to their name for sure. Um, can't complain with that. I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, you're right. Illinois, the Bulls, big time, Blackhawks. Um, yeah, yeah, I guess it's okay. It wasn't on my radar, I'll tell you that, but I don't think I would have picked them. Um,
I have a couple, two more under my sleeve. Two more. See if you get one.
I've got to go Pennsylvania, I think. Just because of the Steelers and with the Eagles' recent history here. Penn State, I mean, they've been relevant for a long time.
Good and bad.
The Phillies have been good here recently. They've been getting second a lot, but we'll take it. Pirates, they were good a long time ago, but yeah, I'm gonna take Pennsylvania. Man, dude, it's like outside of that, it's just like tough to because we really capitalize. We got like the Celtics, the Lakers, they're all covered. You got the Warriors with with California as well. So like that just like kind of chalks up a lot of the NBA anyway. MLB wise, you've got the Yankees.
I'm on my fifth one, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be on your fifth one. I'm on my last
Okay.
pick right now.
I will say for sure.
Give me a. I have to pick. You
Oh, yeah,
stupid
you're on your fifth.
fuck.
Okay, well, fuck you,
You
fat fuck.
stupid you fuck.
Hurry up, because you're not going to even think of this one. You're going to forget. You're going to forget this one. It's so obvious.
Yeah, I'm probably am, aren't I?
It's so obvious. I don't know how you missed it.
Dude, I'm just trying to think. Like, I'm just trying to think of because there's just a lot to weigh in. We're not just doing a sport, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot to think of when it comes to. Oh man, dude. I'm. Oh man, dude. I don't even. If I'm gonna pick a state, I just got to go with it, don't I? We're gonna go where football originated. We're gonna go Ohio. We're just gonna put
Mm,
Ohio in there. Ohio State, Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ohio. A lot of people come out of Ohio too. That's pretty good. I'm gonna take
okay,
that.
perfect. So
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
since you said that, my next pick is going to be the state of Arizona.
Arizona. Yes. I mean, like I was looking.
Consistent. They're consistent in almost everything.
Sure. I mean, not football, but sure.
Well, they've been consistent in football. They have their moments. Like I at Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald. They've had their
They've
years.
never won.
Yeah, but Ryan, a lot
You
of
picked
teams
a
haven't
state to
won.
where they haven't even won, and then they didn't win this year with the Diamondbacks. They didn't win it.
They made it. No one
They
expect them to
made it.
make it. No
Yeah,
one
that's
expect
true,
them to
but they
make
didn't
it.
win. They didn't win it either. What has Arizona won as a college either? What have they won?
Yeah, they're always consistent though.
Sure,
Consistency.
sure, okay, sure. I those last couple picks were we knocked out like the heavy hitters because
Yeah, it was
Missouri ain't
rough,
got
but
shit other than the Cardinals. Really,
yeah,
the
it's
Blues
really
won.
nothing.
I guess I could have picked the Missouri for the Chiefs. I could have, but all right, D. This is how it goes. We got Florida, California, New York, Illinois, Arizona for you. I've got Texas, Massachusetts, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Yeah, my list is shitting on yours.
All right, D. It's that time. I just wonder if you're ever actually going to catch up. You know what I mean? You
I can
have
catch up.
you had a little bit of a fire lit underneath you this last week.
What are the games that I chose wrong? No one went 10-4.
I tossed the list. Because I went 9-5. We had a couple of them that we picked.
All together.
Yeah, there's a couple. You just had one tiebreaker against me, and that was the what was the team that you picked? Oh my gosh. Oh, I picked the Cardinals and you picked the Texans, and that ended up splitting us. I think
I don't
everything
know
else
why
kind
you
of
did
went.
that.
I felt good about Kyler Murray, but hey, it's okay. It's all good. I still just to give a recap to everybody right now. Week 10, D went 7-7. I went 7-7. So we actually tied up that week. I'm actually crowd. I'm gonna go and give D the honor to pick first. Since he did win week 11, I'll let him pick first. His 7 numbers.
Or give
So
me 1.
okay.
Give me 3.
Okay.
Give me 22.
Okay.
Give me 27.
Okay.
Give me 32.
Yep.
18.
Yep.
And 10.
10.
Give me 11, not 10.
You want 11.
Yes.
All right. I will go number 7, number 24. We're going to go number 35. We're going to go number 17. Let's see here. Let's go number 28, 30, and 12. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay. All right, D. All right, guys, we've got 3 rolls for week 10 results. Week 10, D sits now overall 76 and 74. I sit at 92 and 58. Demanding lead.
You fat fuck.
Let me spin this. Rolling now, D. First number is 33. No one.
Oh, shit. Of course.
We suck.
What did I choose? I chose 32, didn't I?
You did.
It's bullshit.
You're the only one close to that, too. I had 35. All right, second roll is 4.
No one.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Last roll. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a long roll. It's going. It's still going. 25. We fucking suck. We suck. We fucking suck.
That is fucking terrible. Shit. Yeah, that sucks a lot.
So D, right now, as of week 10, I'll go and give the updated standings for Roulette Wheel and picks. So I am at 92 and 58. You are at 76 and 74 once again. You've gotten 5 Roulette Wheel picks, correct? I've got 9. D, you have not gotten a Roulette Wheel pick since. Oh my gosh, D. D, the last time you've gotten a pick correct on the Roulette Wheel?
Give it to me.
Week 4.
God damn. Fuck.
Because you were beating me. Yeah, you were beating me there. 4-5. Yeah, you have not had any. I'm at 9-5. I've been just steamrolling you. All right, D. Go ahead and pick. I'm sorry, I didn't want to say that either. I
You
didn't want to
fat
say
fuck.
that. All right, go and pick 3 more numbers.
Give me 33.
Yep.
Give me 18.
Okay. Wait. 18's yours already.
Oh shit. Give me 13.
Okay.
Give me 23.
23. Okay. All right. I'm going to go 25 and number 2, Lonzo Ball.
Trash.
Lonzo Ball. All right,
He's
D.
trash.
Here we go. 3 more rolls. And the number is number 5. No one.
Again?
Number 5. No one. Jesus. This is
That
miserable.
fucking sucks. God damn.
Number is 29. 29. How is this happening? All right, that's a good dude. I fucking ripped that one.
Please. Hell, I don't care if you win. Hell, just land on the number we have.
29 again.
Are you serious?
I wish I could show you this.
That's dumb as shit. God damn. We fucking suck. Bro, God.
So to give everybody a recap, I forgot to tell you guys. So D went 10-4 this week. Week 11. I went 9-5. He beat me by 1. Finally beat me. Dominance is not, that's not what you're doing right now. You're 86-78 overall. I am 101-63. I've got a 15-game lead on you. This is what you call just rough. You're just at a bad spot right now with the picks. I'm just completely whooping your ass, and you're bad.
I'll catch up.
All right, D. We're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna get our picks done. Let's see. All right, guys. We've got Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy with your families, but we do have the picks here. All right, D. First game. I've got the Packers and the Lions.
How about them Lions, man? Give me Dan Campbell and them boys.
Yes, sir. I agree. Lions. All right, D. Number 2, Commanders, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Go boys. Go boys. I'm picking the boys. 49ers and Seahawks.
49ers.
Give me the 49ers. I agree. I didn't think we were going to disagree on those first 3 for sure. First Friday night game ever.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Dolphins, Jets.
Got Dolphins.
Dolphins all the way. These are pretty self-explanatory. I was looking over the schedule obviously before, and man, dude, yeah, a lot of these games are pretty self-explanatory. This one's a toss-up. Saints, Falcons.
Give me the Saints.
Oof.
I really just don't know. Give
hey,
me
D,
the Saints, I guess.
I'm sticking to it.
You are fucking
Falcons.
retarded.
I love the Falcons. I have something wrong with me. There's something.
I know.
I'm
keep
ill.
choosing those dog shit ass team.
D, I'm ill. Okay, I'm ill.
Dog shit. Dog shit.
Buccaneers.
Dog shit.
Buccaneers and Colts.
Give me Baker.
You're going Bucks.
Yeah, give me the Bucks.
Colts. Panthers and the Titans.
Titans.
I'm going Titans as well. All right. We have the Patriots and the Giants. Dog shit game of the week.
Give me the Patriots.
I'm going Giants. Because the Patriots don't even know who the fuck is going to start this week for them. That's going to be rough.
Yeah,
Steelers and the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals. No, give me the Steelers. I'm sorry. Give me the Steelers.
Okay. I'll let it slide.
I forgot Joey B's out.
I'm going Steelers. Jaguars and the Texans.
Give me Give me the Texans. Fuck it. Give me the
Jaguars
Texans.
for me. I'm going Jaguars. All right. Rams, Cardinals.
Rams.
I'm with you on the Rams. Okay. Browns, Broncos.
Broncos. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Browns.
Hating ass niggas.
Chiefs and the Raiders.
Chiefs by a lot.
Eagles and the Bills.
Ooh, shit. That's going to be a good game, but give me the Eagles. I just don't see it for Josh Allen.
You know who your daddy is. You know who's your daddy. Ravens and the Chargers.
Ravens.
I'm with you. All right, we got how many games different here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games. 5 games different. Could be exciting.
All right, you guys. My name is D'Angelo Laws. This is Ryan Robbins, and this has been another episode of the Black and the White podcast. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and Broncos country, let's ride.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. See ya.